This is the Cabo Skywalker 10S. Cabo, as you probably know, makes some of our favorite scooters, the Mantis and the Wolf Warrior. Well, guess what? They also have a lower end line called the Skywalker series. This particular model is priced at $999, and they think it's the best scooter under $1,000. We're gonna find out if that's true. This is Chuck with Electric Scooter Guide, the leading source of unbiased, data-driven reviews. If you'd like to have us keep making reviews like these, please hit the subscribe button and we'll keep making more videos. Here are the basic stats of the Skywalker 10S. Priced at $999. They say it goes 43 miles. We actually got 25.1 miles of range. Top speed is listed at 30. We got it up to about 31 miles an hour. So we got a rear wheel drive 1200 watt motor, which is absolutely the largest in the price class. Nothing under $1,000 gives you a 1200 watt motor, the closest actually being the wide wheel, which is a dual 500 watt motor and is slightly faster to 15 miles an hour and to 20, but to 25, that's where this one really kicks in. So the acceleration curve is actually like, it doesn't really pick up. It's very linear actually. It's not gonna throw your head back, but it is gonna keep accelerating really nicely from 15 to 20 to 25, and it actually hits 30 without really skipping a beat. It goes to about 31 miles an hour if you have enough runway. So it's quite a good scooter. The Unagi, which you can compare this to, only really gets up to 15, 16 miles an hour, and then if you unlock it, the new version, you can get to 19. The wide wheel takes a really long time to hit 25, but it gets up to like 15 to 20 really quick. This bad boy can go to about 31 miles an hour, which is quite fast, especially in this price category. For range, of course they say it's got a range of 43 miles. We do all of our range tests. We have a same loop that we go on every time, so you can check our website for all of our range tests to compare. This one actually went 25.1 miles on our range test from full to empty. We are going in mode 3, of course. We've got the tires at the proper inflation, so it's a very reliable test. So 25 miles is about what you should get on this if you're in the fastest mode and riding in a typical urban commute. Finally, probably one of the most interesting things about this scooter that we weren't expecting is the braking quality. So this scooter did its braking test in just 9.3 feet. So we go to a little over 15 miles an hour, we slam on the brakes hard as we can, and we see how long the scooter takes to brake. The previous record was held by the Wheeped GT50E. This crushed every scooter that we've ever tested with a stopping distance of 9.3 feet, which is absolutely incredible. And that test was performed multiple times, and we got a very similar result every time. So for safety and braking, this is really, really good. Moving on to portability. So the scooter is definitely portable in that everything folds down. So as you can see, the handlebars fold like this. The stem then retracts, so you can just pop that down. To pull this down, you have a foot pedal and you have to release this plastic latch. So you do this, of course this folds down, and then you'll hear, you don't really hear, but if you see this guy go in there, now the stem is actually locked in place and you can pick it up. The balance point is right here, so you actually have to kind of lift the handlebars apart a little bit to get to the balance point, which is right here. Notice right about here is the balance. So, you know, just be aware of that. Comparing this scooter's weight to other scooters in the price class, it is a bit heavier, but you do get more for that weight, of course. So like the wide wheel is 46 pounds, this is 57. The Unagi Model 1 is one of the lightest scooters and it's 26 pounds. So again, those are more portable. This one is portable in that it doesn't take up a lot of space. I believe it's 47 inches long, 9 inches wide, and just over 1 foot high. So it will fit in smaller places. It certainly fits in the back of a trunk pretty well. So the size, it collapses really small, which not all scooters do. And of course the stem locks, so you can pick it up easily, but it definitely weighs more than other scooters. And when you're ready to ride, you just simply unfold the scooter, push down on the foot pedal with your hand, like this, right? You'll see this bad boy lock right into here, right? And then what you need to do is you need to push this little plastic lever over here because it needs to lock in. Then you can unfold these handlebars like this, boom, push them up, and then you can lock the retractable stem into place so you're ready to go. Notice you've got curved handlebars, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit more enjoyable to ride like that. You've also got dual brakes right up here, and the brakes, of course, we know how good they are. The controller is quite standard with a finger throttle. Of course, we like the thumb throttle better, but you know, this is a very, very standard controller that you'll find on basically every scooter. The left side, of course, you've got the lights, the button for lights, and the horn. Do you want to hear it? Yes, you do. Here we go. So that's the horn. And then the little light clicker just actually turns on this light right here. So when you're riding at night, you do have that low light. We do recommend getting a higher mounted light, like a 750 lumen type light, and you can see that link in the video description for the one that we use all the time. And then finally, for riding at night, of course, you have this like really bright red glowing, you know, it's like Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker when he turned to the dark side, right? You got the red lightsaber going on here. When you're riding, it does have dual suspension. So see you got the rear suspension right here, dual suspension on the front, and it's that coil, right? And if you want to see how good it is, I'll just do a quick jump test here. So you can see it's got some pretty good travel to it. And when you have these large 10-inch pneumatic tires plus a suspension, it does a really good job of damping all the road imperfections. You do hear a little bit of noise in the suspension when you're going fast over, especially like really small bumps. Actually, you do hear the suspension hitting a little bit, but it's quite smooth and it's a pretty enjoyable ride. The one issue that we have with this scooter is the amount of room on the deck. And so what's going on here is when you have a foot pedal right here, this is actually how you would collapse the scooter. And if you're riding, of course, you don't want the scooter to collapse when you're riding. So you can't put your foot on this because all you have to keep it from collapsing is this plastic little guy here. And if you forget to push it down, right, then as you're riding, you could potentially collapse the stem on yourself. So we don't really love that design, not only for that reason, but also because you only have this much room to put your feet, right? And for a big scooter that goes really fast, I prefer to have my stance really wide on the scooter. So right here, I believe you have about 18 inches of usable space, and I have a size 9 shoe, and I'll put my own feet on here so you can see this is how much room I have, which is not a ton. It took me about 10 miles to get used to this style of riding, and then after 10 miles, it actually wasn't that bad. I got comfortable with the kind of shorter foot position, and I was still able to ride pretty fast, and I had confidence in that. It just took a little getting used to. I didn't love it at first. So you have the trigger throttle as you're accelerating. It does not, I can get it to go a little bit, but basically it's not a really jerky acceleration. It's very smooth and very linear. The acceleration actually for me is perfect. I don't want to get my head snapped back like some other scooters. This is more of a comfortable acceleration curve, and it has power going all the way through right to 30-31 miles an hour without really skipping a beat. And the brakes work well, obviously, with a 9.3 foot stopping distance is best in class, or best in any class actually. They do make a little squeaking noise. They're easy to adjust, but they do definitely make some squeaking noises when you're hitting the brakes, so just kind of know that it's not a big deal. The scooter is actually put together really well. It's got hefty parts. I really like the handlebar folding mechanisms. A lot of times these things either stick or they have a lot of like movement up and down. This one is barely any movement, a little on the left side that I believe you can adjust. On the right, no movement at all. And then when you're ready to fold it down, you can almost just, it's actually really nice and easy. You barely just like lift up just the littlest bit and it comes right down. So these are very well done. The build quality, it's a lot of hefty parts. You can see that the cables are tied together. Also, you have this like nylon wrapping, which we really like to see. You can see that here and here. I did notice that there, you can see there's some gaps where the cables come out right here, which definitely, moisture and water can get in there if you're riding in the rain. So we don't love to see that. The cables are routed really, really well. Again, might be part of the reason why it stops so well. So you can see the brake cables go straight down here, and then to the rear, they go through here, underneath very straight, and then pop out right here straight. So there's no crimping going on with the brake cables. So we really like that. It's not rubbing. There's nothing that really needs to be fixed about this scooter out of the box. Like the Nanrobot, you do need to like work on some things. With this scooter, it just kind of works out of the box. You can adjust the brakes, they're easy to adjust, but with a little bit of adjustment, you can get some fantastic stopping distance. There's nothing creaking, nothing rattling, a little bit of noise going over some bumps at speed. Overall, the Skywalker 10S is actually a really good scooter. It's got great top speed, it's got good acceleration, it's a little bit heavy, it has the best braking distance that we've ever tested on any scooter ever, and it does have one drawback, which is the small kind of platform area to put your feet. Is it the best scooter under $1,000? There's certainly a case to be made for that to be true. This is Chuck with Electric Scooter Guide. I hope you enjoyed this review. Ride safe and don't forget to wear your helmet. If you're interested in a scooter that's way lighter, this one's 57 pounds, check out our video review of the Unagi Model 1. It's only 26 pounds, it still has great acceleration, and it's ultra portable. If you want a scooter that is actually way faster and about $300 or $400 more expensive, check out our review of the Nanrobot D5 Plus.